Here's another item. I think rechargeable batteries are far superior nowadays. The technology has sort of reached the point where they don't die, they don't squat off power, and you know, the older ones, if you guys are familiar with those or tried using those years ago, it was really kind of a disappointing waste. The idea was great that you could recharge a battery, but you also know that they weren't anywhere near what a standard alkaline could give you. And some of these, you know, 26 milliamp batteries, such as this Energizer, are incredible. And these are, I believe, nickel metal hydride, and you know, they're a great battery for rechargeable battery. And you know, I happened to pick this up on clearance, and its feature that got me was it had a cable for the car, and that was a great feature for me because at the time I didn't have some of the other things. That meant I could recharge batteries while car camping, while driving around. And then that has one for the wall, obviously for the house, but a lot of these tiny little chargers just have a little flip up jack in the back that you just plug into the wall, and you know, that's not going to do you a whole lot of good unless you carry an inverter in your car. And so it was just a neat way to carry a rechargeable source for all of your electronics on the fly. And I recommend you guys, you know, start thinking about that. All right, while I'm down there, I'm hardwiring this in. This is my my inverter. What an inverter will do is it'll take your DC current from your car battery, 12-volt car source. It'll turn it into AC current at 110 volts. Well, basically 115. You can check it with voltmeter. It's, you know, most of your items they'll say is 110. It does have a USB 5-volt DC jack, which is great for, you know, a lot of your modern stuff. It has 2 jacks. I recommend you not get ones any smaller than 400 watts. 400 watts is enough to run small appliances, laptops, just about anything short of, you know, blenders, dryers, things that are going to suck up. It's not going to run your home TV very efficiently. But a lot of, especially into the sort of camping, low amperage, like motorhome type appliances, you know, you're not going to have any trouble with this. And you know, good ones, and this is a Black & Decker model. This was only $22, I think, at Target. It does have a cooling fan, which I think is a great addition, because these things create heat when they make, you know, that transfer from DC on up. This one is especially robust. It has screw attachments, so you can hardwire in, hook it directly to your battery if you choose to use it that way. You're also able to draw your 12 volts through the same system from a cigarette lighter. Some of your modern cars, a cigarette lighter really isn't made to pull a lot of that same amperage. So some devices won't be able to get the full juice. It'll also create heat in those wiring harnesses behind your dashboard, which isn't the greatest. So if you've ever installed a car stereo or something like that, like here's, for instance, I've got an amp under here, and I've got a larger cable for the power, and this goes straight out to the battery. You know, if you run it straight to the battery, you could hardwire it in. I could easily mount this, you know, up here under the dash and be able to plug stuff right in. My passenger, you know, navigator, whoever's next to me can easily hold a laptop, can, you know, run certain things off there. But you got to remember, unless you have everything made for a 12-volt service out of a car, your bug-up vehicle is going to be able to adapt. We'll get into extra batteries and powering those from alternators and stuff in a later video. But you know, and how many things are you going to be able to plug into one cigarette lighter? You know, and even if you get one of those adapters, it's the same as in your house when the fire marshal tells you, you know, you shouldn't have one extension cord plugged in and 8 things attached to it with all these different multi-ports. You know, like I mentioned, if you're wiring it, maybe it's an older vehicle. Like this one, if you haven't modified it to carry that amperage, you know, you risk fire behind your dashboard. And you know, slowly I'll get through some of those videos, and we'll go from there. We're going to do a little electrician action and a little maintenance action, and we'll get to it as we go. But sort of want to highlight some of the items that you can start getting right now And some of them are at a great deal because people are going under, places are closing, or it's a product they're not going to be carrying anymore, and you can get a surplus of these things for a great deal. I mean, see, I'll probably just strew these all together in one big video. But yeah, keep your eye out for good products and start buying them now.